Badollet is a very old name, but also a very small company. We're producing less than 50 watches a year. So this is really a very niche brand, exclusive brand. Every watches that we produce today, the feature is at least a tourbillon. We are not making any movement without a tourbillon. What we like to do, we like to customize the watch for the end consumer if he has special requests. And I will show you when we go through the collection the kind of customization you can do on our product. As I mentioned, the brand is an old brand because we found that the first watchmaker called Badollet started to work in 1655, and we found out that between 1655 and 1924 it's 7 generations from father to son without any interruption acting in the watch industry. And if you read the book about Abraham Louis, you can see a picture where Mr. Badollet is delivering in Paris some component to Abraham Louis. So that's quite interesting. In 1924, the factory shut down in Geneva, and it's early 2000 that somebody discovered that his family was acting in the watch industry. From there we found the 7th generation, and he decided to register the brand. We found an investor to relaunch the brand. And so the new Badollet started in 2004, and the first collection was presented in 2008. We have a different collection. I will go through the different products, starting with the last one that we introduced last year. The piece is called Ivresse. It's our entry price in the collection. It's 200,000 Swiss francs. As you can see, the design of the watch is, I would say, minimalist, very simple. What we did on this piece, which is very unusual, we started with the design of the case. We worked with a designer called Eric Giraud, who is quite famous in the watch industry. And the briefing was really to make a watch very unique, very simple, definitely not show off. The purpose was to do really the ultimate understated watch. Once we had the design, then we started to look at the movement. As you can see, it's a curved watch. The purpose is really to fit perfectly on any wrist. I don't have a very big wrist, but if I tell you that the case here is 53 millimeter, you would say I cannot wear this watch. The trick on this is design. As you can see, we're attaching the strap just here below, and that's the reason it fits so well. So regarding the movement here, we had to find a watchmaker able to make a movement for us. We found somebody in la Vallée de Joux. His name is David Cando. He worked during many years for Jaeger-LeCoultre for only the complicated watches. And we told him, listen, this is a challenge. This is the case. This is the remaining space for movement. And you have to do a movement for us. Can you do it? He said, of course, no problem. I said, you're saying no problem, but remember one thing. Every watches we're doing has a tourbillon. On this one, we don't want to show it, but we need to have a tourbillon. I said, okay, it's going to be more challenging, but I can do it. As a result, when you look at the back of the watch, of course, we show the tourbillon with the barrel. And the only way for him to do this, if you look at the case which is curved, you cannot have a flat plate. So the movement, the plate of the movement, is also curved. When you look here at the tourbillon on one side, the barrel on the other side, they're not on the same level, they are in opposition. So to connect these two elements, it's definitely very, very tricky. So we have really something very unique. On one side, a very simple watch with a very distinctive design, we agree. But then when you remove the watch and you look at the back, you see that we have an exceptional performance. So the case as Battle is platinum. It's the first time that we're using this material in the collection. It's the only piece in the collection that we have in platinum. And the plate is in my shore. And this year, we have some dial variation for every taste.